Hey guys, Helen Sarge. I've been kind of sitting back, staying quiet, trying to keep up with the current events because I'll be honest with you, it's crazy out there. There's a whole lot of shit going on. I mean, you got the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Now, that kind of strikes a special nerve with me on many levels. But one thing I noticed was that if you do a little research on your own, look at some of the photos from that night, you'll see that Kyle Rittenhouse by far, wasn't the only white guy on the streets of Kenosha with a rifle that night. There was a bunch of them. If you go even deeper, you'll find out that there were also some black folk on the streets that night with rifles. Namely, a 50-year-old man named Eric Johnson and his 16-year-old daughter, Jade, who came from out of state to Kenosha because the organizers asked them to come protect them. So this father and daughter, 16-year-old daughter, were walking around the streets of Kenosha carrying rifles. That's right. You know, the father, he was asked what he thought about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, and he said, "Is what it is. The jury did its job, and this is America." That's what he had to say about it. Now, back to others being armed that night. If you look around and do a little research, you'll see pictures of Kyle standing around with numerous other people with weapons. So I think, in my opinion, which this whole channel is about my opinion, is that those assholes that attacked that kid, they cut him from the herd because they thought he was the most vulnerable. They thought he was the weakest one in the crowd. So they singled him out thinking they could get away with it. Well, that night a young cow became a bull. So they learned their lesson the hard way. But it's just the hypocrisy of the left. A black father with his 16-year-old daughter are walking around with semi-automatic rifles the same night, the same area. Thank goodness they weren't attacked. I'm thankful for, did you see the size of that fly? Thankfully, they weren't attacked. That's a good thing. But I mean, the protesters aren't going to attack the people that they asked to come protect them. But the point is, they came from out of state. She was 16 years old, walking around with a rifle. Where's the left's outrage over this? Why aren't they questioning the legality of her ability to walk around with a weapon in the streets of Kenosha? Why aren't they questioning the fact that they came from Chicago across state lines to Kenosha? You see, the hypocrisy is off the hook. Another issue I've noticed was there was a shooting at Oxford High School in Michigan. Guys, I want to tell you right now, I believe they should go back to public hanging. The young man's on video doing it. It's obvious he did it. String him up, as far as I'm concerned. It's a done deal. But then on the flip side, you've got a young black kid who walks into a high school in Arlington, Texas, shoots 4 students, shoots a teacher in the back, and the next day he's out on bail. Now, Arlington, y'all need to rethink this. He walks into a school, shoots students and a teacher in the back, and the next day he's released on bail. Is that going to be the standard that you hold for every school shooting in your community? Seriously, you have just set a precedent. So if someone else walks into one of your public schools and starts shooting, is he getting bail the next damn day because you've already done it? You've set that standard. Arlington, you're about a bunch of dumbasses. For real. You're just begging for the hits to keep coming. And don't be surprised if they do. Then we have the Jussie Smollett case. Now, Jussie, whatever you want to call yourself there, Tinkerbell, you faked a hate crime, a race hate crime. You tried to blame the at-time President Donald Trump and his supporters for this fake race hate crime. And you used two fellow black guys to do it. Jussie, look, here's the deal. I'm going to give you some advice. Now, take this advice from old Howland Sarge. It's some pretty damn good advice. If I were you, as soon as that jury finds you guilty, which they will, you need to sue. No, seriously, you need to sue. You need to sue and get the money back that you paid on that Al Sharpton, Tawana Brawley fake hate crime course you took. Sue, get that money back so you can help pay your defense attorneys. I'm sure they're going to want to get paid. Unreal, guys. Unreal. You see, Jussie, Al got away with it back in, what was it, 87, something like that? He got away with it. But you have to remember, Al was an FBI informant. So he's kind of got the edge on you there. You know, I mean, that's why he's running around owing millions of dollars in back taxes. And unlike Wesley Snipes, he hasn't seen a day in jail yet. Al's connected. Al's an insider. Which, by the way, Black Panthers and BLM, you might want to be aware of that fact about the Reverend Al Sharpton. But at any rate, Al got away with it, Jussie. You won't. You're going to be found guilty. So you do need to sue the makers of the Al Sharpton, Tawana Brawley fake race hate crime course that you took. Get your money back, buddy. You're going to need it. You can put it on your canteen account in jail. Well, you may not need it, actually, because I'm sure for you, prison will be a smorgasbord. Folks, keep your heads on a swivel. Keep your eyes wide open. Remember where you are at all times. And keep up the good fight. As always, that's just my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt. This is Howland Sarge. I'm out.